So in today's video, what we're going to be really talking about is your ability as a player to be a teammate and how to play with star players or how to coach star players. So basically, what it comes down to is we are in the age of inclusivity, which means that everyone has to be included. And I'm going to tell you right now, basketball is not a very inclusive sport. You may think of that as something different, but the true down-to-earth facts are, if you are not somebody who is producing on court, whether that be rebounds, assists, steals, defense, scoring, whatever, you're probably going to find yourself on the bench. Now, if you are the team's leading scorer, leading assist, by the way, if you are getting like 30 points per game, you better be getting at least 5 assists. That's just part of the game. But you can't be a ball hog. However, if you are playing with star players, I'm going to give you a little story. And that is when I went down into the D-League for training camp, and I was one of the only few players on the roster that year that had a guaranteed contract before my injury. And one of the things that coach said in that training camp was something that really opened my eyes. He named out a few players and said, these are the guys who are the guaranteed contracts. When you come down on offense and you're running the set offense that we want you to run, if you do a skip pass over that star player, we have an issue. Especially if you get a turnover. But if you skip over, if the main guy on that squad doesn't get a touch with that ball, there's going to be issues. These offenses are ran so that our top 2-3 guys can feast off of in the game so that they can score more points. By them scoring more points, that is now going to allow them to help you score in your game as well. Because what will happen and how these plays are set up, and how, by the way, at the youth level, plays are set up like this anyways. You may not think, oh, this play is for Johnny, but guess what? This play is for Johnny. And when you are running the offense, if Johnny comes off of that second staggered screen, he's going to have that screen and roll set for Johnny, and now he's going to go to the rim. Oh, this play is all set up for Johnny. Well, guess what? Yes, 100%. That play is set up for Johnny. But guess what? If he comes off that screen, they have dropped coverage. He can pull for that shot. If he comes off that screen, maybe they're hedging hard. He can split the screen, get help, kick the ball out for a 3. Whatever it may be, he is now distributing for the team. It's not just Johnny scoring everything. This is also now Johnny is now helping his teammates score. So, what I'm trying to get to is when you are playing with a star player, generally speaking, every team at the elite level, AAU elite level, generally has at a very minimum 2 or 3 guys who are highly elite guys who are probably going to be looking to get scholarships. And I'm not talking about the competitive AAU. I'm talking about the elite AAU. And when it comes to that, those guys need the ball in their hands. That's just what it comes down to. Everyone has a role in basketball. It's not necessarily an inclusive sport. If your job is to get rebounds, you better darn well get those rebounds. If your job is to be in the high post and to distribute that ball, you better be getting 10, 12 assists a game, and then still being able to feast off of that yourself and getting to that rim. Now, I'm not talking about the fact that, my job is only to be a passer. No. If you become a passer, if you're the guy who's always feasting assists, basically getting a ton of assists, guess what? Your guy now may be trying to help off in certain areas in the offensive system so that now it takes away that pass to that right side. Well, now you can just drive left and get that easy layup. You need to be able to read the defense. You can't always be just inside of your team's offense. Look at Jeremy Lin as a perfect example of this. Jeremy Lin in the NBA, not sure if you guys heard of Linsanity, but Jeremy Lin in his set offense wasn't doing very well. He was actually pulled into the office of the New York Knicks when he played for them, and they said, "You're gone in 2 weeks." You're finished in 2 weeks. We just need you to be able to be here while Carmelo Anthony is out injured. And once he's back from injury, you're gone. You're not producing for us inside of our offense. Well, he just turned and said, well, maybe I need to start looking inwards and say, well, maybe I need to take that ball to the rim a bit more. Maybe I need to shoot a bit more. And then that is when Linsanity happened. That is when he blew up and went 20, 30 points a game. That's what built his career, because while still playing in the offense, he started to set himself up so that he could score, so that he could produce with assists, so that he could produce in that offense. You don't always want to just go through the motions of, okay, well, I get this dribble handoff, one dribble, next dribble handoff, okay, now I'll set the off-ball screen. Okay, well, now you set that dribble handoff like you're supposed to, you set that off-ball screen, and instead of just standing there, oh, well, maybe I can read the defense. Oh, hey, I got an open lane. I'm going to take that lane. Have my hand up, cut, hand up, bang, layup. You just produced for yourself. While you were still in your team's offense, you were still running your team's offense, you seen a hole, you took it, you got the ball from the star player, you get the score, he gets the assists. Life is all happy and fun. This is how you can build yourself into having a main role and potentially even a star role on an elite AAU team. You don't always have to just run the offense and say, okay, well, it's Johnny's turn to get the ball. I'll just stand here and watch him go ISO on his man. Because when you do that, now your man's going to look at you and say, oh, you're not doing anything today. Man, you are a statue. You are perfect. I'm just going to let you stand over there. I'm going to go help off over here and stop Johnny over here from scoring. Because now, oh, well, my man's left me. Okay, I can relocate. Maybe I can cut back door because he's no longer paying attention to me. Oh, Johnny just drove. Johnny just passed me. I got the layup. Or maybe Johnny drove. I relocated from the corner to the wing. I lifted, and then he passed the ball out. I got my open three. Whatever it may be, you have to work inside your offense to be able to get there. But at the same time, we need to have those star players have the ball. They're generally the best players on the court, which means that they need to be able to score. They need the ball in their hands to be able to score, but they also need the ball in their hands to be able to get assists. They need to get that ball moved around. There's nothing worse than getting a player who just comes off the bench, gets the ball, takes 16 dribbles in the same spot, does nothing, gets a turnover. That's the worst. Because now he's taking 16 dribbles in the same spot because he's trying to find the attack angle on his defender because he doesn't get that much time in the game. So he's trying to find that attack angle, trying to get that guy off balance, something on his heels, maybe get the top foot attack. And then by the time that happens, okay, well, 4 guys just collapsed on you. You got nothing going on and you just got a turnover. Meanwhile, you could have, ran the offense, one dribble handoff, screen, cut to the rim, whatever it may be. Now you can get things going. Now you're working. So when it comes to fast breaks and things like that and having star players are generally, unless they're already down court, they are not going to be needed to have the ball in their hands to be able to score. You just run it yourself with your teammates, whatever else. But as soon as the play breaks down, or as soon as the fast break breaks down, you need to reset, pull it out, either run the play yourself if you're a point guard, or hand it off to the star player, whatever it may be. That's just how basketball works. But you can't have your head down and say, Johnny's got the ball again, I need to stay still. Let him work his ISO game against 15 guys. Because it doesn't work like that. It will never work like that. Even if your team only has one star player, guess what needs to happen? You need to get yourself open, because especially if that star player is known. For example, you could have like AJ DeBansa on a little known team. He may be the only guy. Obviously, AJ DeBansa is going to be on super teams, but that's just a random player just to say, look, here's an all-star on a regular team. And especially if it's like a regular team that only has one guy who's really well known on social media, where pretty much every team that plays against him knows who he is and knows that he gets 30 points a game, They're going to be collapsing on him. You guys need to get open. Now, that's my take on how you can play with a star player. That's how you can feast. I've been on a team with star players. I've not been the star guy on some teams, and obviously I'm heavier now. But when I was a player, I was much skinnier. I've had injuries and I got fat. But either way, when it comes down to playing with a star player, I played on a team with 3 guys who were ranked, and I wasn't ranked. And when I was on that team, I was still able to get up to 15, 18, 20 points a game just because I moved off ball. I set the screen for them. I popped, had the shot, boom, set the screen, rolled, got the ball, maybe kicked it out to the other guy in the corner because now they just collapsed on me, whatever it may be. But now I'm producing for myself, but now for others as well. So that's my take. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to coaching basketball if you're a basketball coach. And I'll see you guys again next time.